Hello, fight fans. Seattle Mike, MMA with Friends here. And the hits just keep on coming this week for the wrong reasons. I've been talking about how spoiled we were in MMA recently, and maybe I jinxed this. I got some good news and some bad news. I guess we'll start with the bad news. From the headlines, UFC 256, Amanda Nunes out of here. Amanda Nunes withdrew from UFC 256 late Monday, and she was scheduled to defend her title against Megan Anderson. That fight will be pushed back to 2021. Megan Anderson wished her well. And I want to take just a quick second before we go into the good news to remind everybody, and this isn't necessarily reflecting against Amanda Nunes, and there's no reason to suspect her of anything. But since there has been that new rule in USADA that when somebody pops positive, and then they're going through and testing supplements and trying to figure out why that is. And then a lot of times these fighters have been dragged through the mud, and they were innocent the whole time via Nate Diaz. They now usually say undisclosed injury. They have to come up with some kind of reason why they cannot fight while they're investigating these things. And I'm not saying that's the case about Amanda Nunes at all. Actually, I have no reason to believe that. But being that we've had so many fighters coming out of fights for undisclosed reasons, be it, Islam Makhachev, for this next week's fight. He was supposed to fight Rafael dos Anjos. That's the second time that fight has been canceled. So probably not the deal here with Amanda, but, I just have to assume that some of those undisclosed injuries have something, not necessarily with somebody being guilty, but possibly. But they have something to do with the new way that USADA is taking care of those issues or dealing with those issues. And innocent until proven guilty. So I actually am in support of that new rule. And now for the good news. I was just talking about Islam Makhachev being out against Rafael dos Anjos for this Saturday. And guys, we have a new main event. And the Dragon returns. The Irish Dragon, Paul Felder, will return this Saturday. I am excited. This guy is about as exciting a fighter as there is. His last fight in February, a split decision loss to Dan Hooker, an immediate classic. Just about every one of his fights is a classic. And if not for 2 split decisions in the last 7 fights, he would be 7-0. So he's 5-2 in the last 7, and the 2 losses by split decision. Not bad for a guy that was saying he was retired. I think Paul Felder at 35 years old probably got quite a bit of fire left in the Dragon, and I actually favor him against Rafael dos Anjos. I guess it depends on what kind of training camp and things that he's had. This is on 6 days' notice. But I don't see Paul getting too out of shape on a regular basis. And since he's a 155er, I think this is really going to be good for him coming in at welterweight. He's not going to have to drop all that weight and stuff. And maybe he decides, hey, welterweight's the place for me. Decides to come back and has a resurgence for a couple years in his career. He is great on the mic, but I think very few fans would object to Paul Felder returning right now, especially after, like I said, that exciting fight of the night against Dan Hooker in his last outing. Let me know what you guys think, though. What do you think of the Amanda Nunes situation? What's going on there? Who will step in at UFC 256? And will Paul Felder be ready? Will the fire be there for the Irish Dragon against Rafael dos Anjos on just 6 days' notice? Let me know down there in the comments. Hit that like button if you like everything boxing, fighting, MMA, violence. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell if you want to be notified every time I post a new video or go live like this Saturday for Paul Felder versus Rafael dos Anjos, and later that night for pound best Terrence Crawford. All right, guys, I will see you soon. As always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses later.